guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for those of you that are here first time, my name is Greta and I'm a spiritual counselor. So yesterday I received a message from one of you guys asking me about synchronicity, and actually I was getting similar questions on this channel in the comments and privately quite a lot. So I know I made one video already about synchronicity, which you can find somewhere up here. So if you haven't seen that one, you can go and have a look. But as it's been already like quite a long time since I made that one, I thought I'm gonna make an update and actually gonna answer one of your guys' question, because I've noticed that some of these questions are actually similar that I'm receiving. So I'm just gonna read the message that I received. It says, "Hello Greta, so nice to hear you talk. I experience double digits every day, and a lot of times it's in a one day. I started keeping track of how many times because I was thinking to myself, am I going crazy? Is there more you can tell me about this, please? I experience a lot of strange things, like when I need something and I think about it, I just find it, like money or cigarettes or whatever. I feel you have some experience that you can help me." Yeah, so, and I think somebody else was also texting me in the comments and saying that they are seeing particular number sequence repeatedly, like just all day long, everywhere, wherever they go. And a lot of people are asking me, what does that mean? So I'm definitely going to be speaking from my own experience. This is something that I have encountered in my spiritual awakening process, and it's still part of my everyday reality. So if you are seeing repeated sequences of the numbers, or simply if you are experiencing synchronicities, such as like this guy said, if he thinks about it and then within a few hours, a day or a few weeks, something manifests into your life and you constantly have these crazy synchronicities. You just think about it and you see it, and you just read something and then your friend brings it up all of a sudden. Or if you just, for example, seeing 11, 22, 12, doesn't matter, it could be any number. So there are couple of ways to explain it. Now I'm gonna offer you a few of my approaches to this. So one of them could be like a message for you from the universe, the God, your spirit guides or angels. Different people prefer to believe in different things, so it's really up to you. Where do you think this message is coming from? If you're religious, you know, you may think that it's coming from God. If you prefer to see God as universe, it can be from the universe, or it can simply be understood as coming from your higher self. So a lot of times when you see a lot of these synchronicities and when you have this instant power of manifestation, is happening when we are in alignment with our higher self. Well, what that means that we are on the right path. We're doing something that we're really meant to be doing, and we're feeling really happy doing this. Or we are simply being guided by these synchronicities on the right path. So for example, when it started happening for me very intensively, that was earlier, you know, in the earliest stages of my spiritual awakening, was actually when my life was a little bit chaotic. I started to feel like I didn't really like the job where I was working. It happened as well when I was living in a place where I didn't really like to live at that time, and these kind of things. So whenever I started to feel that there was something bigger for me, that probably I was not on my path yet, I wasn't really doing what I was supposed to be doing, I started to search and look for the answers and think like, what is that would really make me happy? When I really started contemplating to quit my job, and when I started really feel like I didn't like it, I would see number 22 and other angel numbers really intensively, repeatedly every day. I would experience crazy synchronicities with it. For example, one time when I decided to go vegan, when I decided to cook my first ever meal, I found the recipe of a vegan soup, and I went to the shop, and actually every single product that I was gonna pick up was marked with the number 22. So I come to the mushrooms and there would be a whole wall of 22s. I pick up some other ingredient, it would be all numbers 22. I would pick up, let's say, milk, and there would be like a time like 11:22 or 11:33 or just anything that I would open my fridge and everything was just in master numbers. So, and more crazy stuff than that. So, you know, in the beginning, it really started to, you know, get my attention, because I started to think as well, so what does that mean? You know, why am I seeing these numbers? Am I going crazy? But why these numbers keep on coming to me? And that's actually, I think, one of the way how your universe, or how the universe or your guides or your higher self is trying to get your attention into now, whatever is happening at that particular moment. So what I like to do, I started to keep a journal for myself, and to simply start writing down every time I experience this kind of synchronicities, or just, for example, if I have like some intuitions and they would, you know, they would be like, they would come true, so I would every time write it down. So for example, I would start to feel like whether I should run for a train or not, and then my intuition would say that I should and I'm gonna make it, and then I run to the train, I managed to get last second on the train, I look at the time, it would be like 11:22 or something like that. So I would start to write down every single time something like this happened. And this kind of journal really is good at the times where you start doubting yourself and you start to have thoughts like, maybe I'm just going crazy, maybe I'm just making this all up, maybe this is not even real. That way, then you can open your journal and you will have this journal full of proofs that you are not actually making this up, that this is actually validating what are you meant to be doing, or you're not supposed to be doing. So what was happening to me is that I was meditating back then, and I was really just trying to connect with my, you know, higher self, with my spirit guides. I was really looking for the answers and looking for the path. So I started to see these numbers, and I finally, along the way, I realized that this was the guidance for me that I needed at that particular time, and they were sort of trying to, you know, send me messages of what was right or what was wrong. So when I started to keep the journal, I started to actually notice that whenever I would be thinking this, I would be either thinking about practicing more yoga or going vegan, or for example that I didn't like this job. And seeing these kind of numbers, it kind of really makes you to look at that particular statement or whatever you've been thinking or feeling, and to really consider that, you know, second time. So if you instantly get this feeling, yes, I think this is a good idea, then do it. If you don't try it, you will never know. But if you, let's say, thinking about your job and you see 22, but you feel like you really do not like this job, and you really wish you could quit this job, and you have this rational mind saying to you, oh, but what you gonna do if you're gonna quit the job? What if it's, you know, what if you're not gonna be successful, you know, working as a light worker? You know, do not let this ego to keep you away from your path, because these numbers are sort of like a calling for you, and they're calling you to step into your higher self. So if you deny this calling, you know, it's just not gonna stop. So yeah, and talking about the meanings, you can have a look at the particular number meanings, especially like master numbers. I will add a link somewhere in the description where I really resonated with some of the angelic master number meanings, and they kind of like really, you know, felt assuring to me at that time. But every case is different, and depending on your connection to that particular number, it could have completely different meaning to you. So you can have a look into numerology, and sometimes these numbers do bring like particular message, but do not get lost into watching all these videos and trying to figure out what exactly that means. You know, it's not really like a message coming from somewhere else, you know, to tell you some biggest secret. It's really just, you know, your subconscious mind trying to get your attention, so you pay more attention into now and really, you know, start to ask yourself those deeper questions. You know, is there more than just this reality? Is there more than just making money and, you know, just pursuing some sort of careers? Is there really more to this? And seeing this kind of numbers, experiencing this kind of synchronicities, I think it's a way really from universe to show us that there is so much more than we can possibly imagine. And that really actually encouraged me, seeing numbers as well, to pursue my path. And as soon as I stopped really questioning and doubting myself and depending on these numbers to tell me what I was supposed to do, and I just, you know, bravely asked myself, you know, what is that really that tried to make me happy? You know, it wasn't like that I was just asking myself, so what am I meant to do, you know, and I just got the answer. No, but you know, I was looking up online and I was looking through some blogs that, you know, asking myself some questions, that trying to remember my childhood, trying to ask myself, you know, questions like, what would I be happy doing if there was no money on the earth? And this kind of thing, you know, what was I dreaming about when I was a kid, what kind of activities I enjoy the most, and trying different things and actually going to different seminars and participating in different tests and this kind of things really helped me to finally realize, or at least to get a grasp of where it was that I wanted to head. So as soon as I really stepped into my dreams and I started to follow my path, and I decided to risk it and to stop just waiting from angels to send me the messages and to tell me, yes Greta, you need to go right there, I really kind of like relaxed. And these synchronicities, they did stop for a moment and they became not so intense, but I suppose by now, I was seeing them for about a year now, I'm really doing something that I'm really happy to be doing right now, and I'm really feeling like I'm doing, you know, what I really want to be doing. So I see these numbers, but for me it's just a kind of like thumbs up from the universe. Oh, you're doing great. And it just, every time it brings me back to this moment, you know, every time I see this, I would feel connected to the God or to universe. And I established this way of communicating with universe, and it's really amazing when you start to feel this deep connection with it, and you feel like really there are something's beyond the human beings that you can really connect to. And just expressing my devotion to the universe and to existence, it really makes my life so much happier every day. And seeing these numbers is just like, well, hello, how are you kind of thing from universe, and just, you know, giving me thumbs up for doing what I'm doing. So yeah, but with the time you really get used to the synchronicities, and once you really step into your higher self, into the highest vibration of love, and you're really pursuing what you're meant to be doing, your life becomes one massive synchronicity. So for me, synchronicities are happening every day and it's part of my daily life, and I do not really even like pay attention or look for the meaning really anymore. I just happy to see them, and I kind of like, in my mind, I'm just like, yeah, cool, you know. So yeah, I hope that this answers your question. Yeah, and another thing probably that I wanted to add just to this as well is that I've noticed these kind of messages from you guys, and I remember myself, I was also thinking, you know, am I crazy? I was looking for these meanings as well, where I was at the point where I was really unsure of my direction. I was really feeling lost within myself, and I really didn't knew, and I really was doubting myself. I kind of had a sense of what I was supposed to be doing, and I kind of knew what I needed to do next in my life in order to grow, but I was really just doubting myself, and I was really just looking for validation from somewhere else. So these synchronicities is a manifestation of your wish for guidance. So what they're really trying to tell you is that you should trust your intuition. And what I really learned, that intuition is really something that every single one of us have, and we do not have to be, you know, some crazy psychic people in order to be able to tap into it. The only thing we need to really be able to follow our intuition is to just switch off this reasoning mind, and just whenever we think about something, whether we should do it or not, whether we want to pursue it or not, just really trust that first gut feeling that you have. If you feel hesitated to do something because you just don't feel comfortable doing it, maybe you just feel like, I don't know, there's something that is just holding you away from that, then it's probably not something that you're meant to be doing. But if you're really desiring, you know, if you think about something and you just get this warm feeling and you imagine how happy you would be doing that, or you know, you just don't even have any doubts, you're just thinking like, yes, I really want to be doing this, then this is something you should do. And you know, there's difference, of course, if you feel like, oh, you really want to do something but then you're afraid that you're not going to be good enough. That's your ego that is trying to keep you away from your dreams. But if you feel like this would really make you happy, that is really something that you're meant to be doing. So I hope that this answers the question, and yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. So I really like receiving your comments and messages, so please don't forget to share your experiences with me in the comments down below, and let me know if you're experiencing any synchronicities, any numbers, maybe that has led you to some wonderful things or some wonderful decisions. So don't forget to share your stories, and you know, we are all here to help each other. So I'll try and respond to all of you as much as I can. But in the meantime, if you feel like you want to talk to me one-on-one, I do offer Skype advice and conversations one-on-one online. I also do tarot readings. So if you wanted to book me in, there's somewhere on my website here, so feel free to do that. And as well, if you like this channel and you enjoy the content that I create, don't forget to donate for me on Patreon. That would help me a lot in improving this channel and helping me to get more professional editing software. And today I just wanted to thank you again for being here, and if you like this video, I'll make more similar videos, so don't forget to subscribe somewhere here. And if you like to keep up with me and follow my life, you can also follow me on social media. On Facebook, I like to post all sorts of fun and interesting stuff that I find, you know, the spiritual videos or something funny that I you know, if I find any nice movies, I share everything on my Facebook page. So go ahead and hit the like on my Facebook page as well. And something exciting as well, I wasn't sure, should I like keep complete surprise, but I'm really bad at keeping surprises, so I think I'm gonna tell you. So I'm flying to Tenerife this Sunday, so I will be vlogging and I will be making some videos. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to upload them next week, but definitely some videos coming up really soon that is gonna be really exciting. I'm gonna take you with me to my journey and we're gonna have loads of fun. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you're having a wonderful weekend. I love you so much, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.